Welcome to the second classic review of 2025. I am Shane Price, joined by Jayden and here for a review of Royal Rumble 2005.
Yep, throwing it back 20 years to 2005 for the Royal Rumble in front of 12,000 people in Save Mart Arena at Fresno State University in Fresno, California.
Why do all the random universes get fun stuff? Why don't we get something like Allen Fieldhouse?
Yeah, I don't know. Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole Taz on commentary. The show goes about 2 hours, 52 minutes. That's all the basics on this show.
Which leads us into the matches.
Mm-hmm.
Ignoring the Sunday Night Heat matches, I only put this down if it's a funny one. This one kind of was funny. Maven against Rhino.
What? Maven was still around in 2005?
I know. I guess so.
Yeah.
Our first match of the night, which we'll get back into in the Rumble, Edge, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, this was a really fun match.
It was.
We got a heel walks away spot, which if you go back to the first classic review we ever did was Halloween Havoc 97, and there were like 4 of those.
Bischoff loved him some of that.
Yeah, back on the original feed for this show. Great match with a cheap finish.
Yeah.
Overall, I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It was really fun to see these two guys work.
Quarter?
This
it should be a little longer.
Veteran Shawn Michaels against not an up-and-coming, but a ascending to the main event.
Ready to be that top guy Edge.
He's a couple months away from winning Money in the Bank, and then from there it's only up. So, 3.5 stars. I really loved that.
Then our first Heidenreich match.
Well, wait, we have. Before that, we got one of those segments where the guys go in and pick their ball. Do they do that anymore?
No, they don't.
I know. They need to bring that back. And it was Eddie and Ric Flair. And Flair loved his, and Eddie hated his.
Yeah.
So Eddie tried a little switcheroo, which, dude, Eddie Guerrero ruled. And then it's revealed later that when he stole his number, he also stole Flair's wallet.
I love this stupid Eddie gimmick.
Eddie's awesome. Thief. And then they cut to an aggressively wet Heidenreich, shaking and mumbling about how he hates caskets.
You're right. I totally forgot that he was like soaking.
Yeah. And then Snitsky walks in and they talk so close to each other. And my note is, are they going to kiss?
It would have been an improvement if they did, I'll be honest.
It was such a weird segment.
I mean, it's Heidenreich. He was made of weird segments.
God, yeah.
Do I need to pull up when he did that thing to Michael Cole?
Oh, we don't even got to bring up what he did to Michael Cole. On to the match now. We can move on with the match.
Heidenreich, our podcast favorite, I guess, took on The Undertaker in a casket match.
Yes.
Whoa, stupid match.
Bad, slow match. Snitsky gets involved. Heidenreich and Snitsky do a double suplex to Taker, but Heidenreich doesn't put his arm behind Taker's head. Just Snitsky does, and then Heidenreich just kind of does. So that was weird. I have a quote of the night here from Taz. Heidenreich and Snitsky putting their brain together. I just wrote, that's correct, Taz. They have one brain between the two of them.
And it's not in Heidenreich.
Let's see. Kane pops out of the casket to help Undertaker. At one point, Taker goes to punch Heidenreich, but he just punches the rope.
What a messy match this really was.
Heidenreich tries to pin Undertaker, but
remember, he doesn't like caskets.
It's a casket match, but this is after he already tried to put Taker in the casket. So he's shown us he knows the win condition, but he's still trying to pin Taker.
But keep in mind, it's Heidenreich. Does he?
I don't know. They do the same spot twice of Taker almost getting put in and then sticking his arm out. They did that 2 times. And then eventually Taker wins, and this match sucked ass. It was 1.5 stars to that.
Can you believe that he was trained in the same place as John Cena?
No, I cannot. Yeah, that match sucked. Do you have any other thoughts on it?
I
think I had the most notes on
you
this.
Hit all my points there pretty much, I'll be honest. Yeah, I don't.
The idea of a casket match with a guy that's afraid of caskets versus The Undertaker, a good storyline idea. Just why is it Heidenreich?
Because they've had big plans for the man, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Then a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. John Bradshaw Layfield.
Yep.
Big Show and Kurt Angle.
Yep. got a couple notes on this.
I just thought it was okay.
One thing, I don't like rope breaks and triple threats. That happened.
That's fair.
And then why was Kurt Angle starting the generic meathead white guy club? He had Luther Reigns and Mark Jindrak run out there to help him.
I'll never get the opportunity to talk about this again. Can we please talk about Luther Reigns Thanksgiving spit?
What is his thing? I don't remember this. I probably know about it, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't think about Luther Reigns very often.
There is a SmackDown Thanksgiving episode, and Luther Reigns comes out, and he has the funniest promo of all time. So I'm trying to pull up the manuscript where it's
I don't. Let me look this up and see if I even remember like from a screenshot or something. Come on, computer. Luther Reigns Thanksgiving promo.
He gets in the ring. He talks about how Joe Giovanni made a giant buffet, and Big Show is Big Show's Thanksgiving, and
oh, maybe I have seen this. I recognize the screenshots.
Luther gets in the ring and he tells Joey Giovanni to make him a plate, but it's funny because he's mad and he's yelling her to do it, and he gets like, "I want some mashed potatoes," and he gets to the peas, and he yells, "Give me some peas on that pizza, boy."
What even is this?
I don't know.
All right. I've had some peas before. All right, on to the I gave the triple threat 3 stars.
I gave it 2 3/4.
Okay. Yeah, it was just pretty good, I think. And then the next match?
This match was the Reign of Terror, still technically Triple H, Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight title.
Yep.
I thought this was better than the last match by far.
Really, I didn't think it was. I think it was better. I don't know if by far.
Well, to me, by far, it was like like a star. So,
I thought it was pretty good, but it went a little long.
I could agree with that. Especially when the Rumble is next. Like
yeah, young Randy, Triple H doing his thing. Didn't really grab me. Didn't feel like they had their best night together. I mean, I know for a fact they've had much better matches.
Yes.
So I only gave this one 3 1/4.
That's fair. I gave it 3.5.
Okay. So yeah, I only give it a quarter star more.
It definitely suffered from that before the Rumble match issue, where it's like, oh, let's get to the goddamn Rumble, please.
Yeah. So there's that. I think it was a pretty good match. So it's worth checking out if you watch this show. And then the Rumble.
Do you want to go through all the entrants? Or how we do this?
We just kind of knock on the important stuff, I think.
All right, so Eddie's number 1.
Yep.
Benoit's number 2.
Which was probably really cool for them. They were best friends. This is the year after their WrestleMania moments. Like it's
still pretty fresh.
Pretty awesome for the two of them, but obviously everything outside the ring we're just moving.
I will go through the top 5 because they're funny.
Okay.
Daniel Puder is next. If you don't know him, go watch when he almost actually broke Kurt Angle's arm.
Yeah, won Tough Enough and then tried to real fight Kurt Angle on SmackDown. That's like his whole legacy. And apparently he was in this match.
Oh, he was. He gets his ass beat.
Yeah, I wrote here, Hardcore Holly's sole purpose in this match was kicking that Puder kid's ass.
Which is his entire purpose, is beating up rookies. So let's be honest.
Yeah.
And then the next entrant is the Hurricane. After Hardcore Holly.
Yeah, after Hardcore Holly, yes. What a weird... I guess we could go through each one and just, if we have any notes on anybody, we can talk about it. But the Hurricane, yes.
Then
Kenzo Suzuki,
who still wrestles for All Japan to this day.
Yep.
Then Edge,
who will last 40 minutes.
Ever.
Yeah, he'll get 5 eliminations.
Speaking of in there for forever, Ray.
Yep, Ray will be in there for about 40 minutes. Yeah, fun for Rey Mysterio. This is the year before he wins the Rumble.
He's in the top. He's in the last 4 too. So.
Yep.
Then ain't no stopping him now.
Yep, Shelton Benjamin, and then Booker T. Then we get Chris Jericho, and then
he's had his piece before. Now he's ready to have his Rumble before.
Luther Reigns. Muhammad Hassan gets in there, gets teamed up on by everyone in the match, and thrown over the top.
I feel bad for Muhammad Hassan because it wasn't his fault. It was Vince's fault. That his character
certainly wasn't Snitsky's fault.
Definitely wasn't Snitsky's fault. It wasn't. It wasn't his fault. His career creator.
Yeah.
It was Vince's fault for still running that stupid.
Really weird that there's a spot
bit.
in this Rumble where everyone bonds over their Islamophobia.
I mean, and the worst part was Muhammad Hassan's character he's American.
Yeah.
That's the important part of his character.
Yeah. And then Orlando Jordan shows up, which is crazy because there was a segment before this where that shows him with JBL and the Bashams, their whole crew, and they're all drinking champagne.
So he's drunk.
When Teddy Long tells JBL that he's going to have to face the Big Show in a barbed wire cage at No Way Out, which we should check out at some point because that match is crazy bloody, if I remember it right. But so Orlando Jordan in kayfabe has been drinking and now is in the Royal Rumble. And Scotty Too Hottie,
banging it. Not in the match.
What was my note on this? I have a note on this
because Scotty wasn't in the Rumble.
Yeah, technically.
He got beat up by Muhammad Hassan, which
That's
is
right.
Which is fair because I would be mad too.
I wrote here Scotty Too Hottie in 2005 looked how the Backstreet Boys look now.
Yeah.
We got a little World's Greatest Tag Team spot too with Charlie Haas.
Comes out.
They did their finish to somebody, I don't remember who. Renee Dupree, who I forgot existed.
Benoit Duprat, and then Supernova.
Yep, Simon
Dean. Who criminally underused WWE.
Yep.
I mean, the dude's one of the we watched this stuff with Chris Chetty. Dude was cooking.
Mm-hmm.
He lasts all of a half a minute in this Rumble.
20 seconds. Shawn Michaels comes out, doesn't last super long, is eliminated by Kurt Angle, and eventually this will lead to a Shawn Michaels Kurt Angle WrestleMania match, which we will be reviewing this WrestleMania
at some point.
Coming toward that's going to be the one that I pick for our WrestleMania classic episodes coming up around WrestleMania season. Kurt Angle's the one who enters right after Shawn and eventually eliminates him, and then Shawn eliminates Kurt right after he was already out of the Rumble.
And then
Kurt eliminated Shawn, or Shawn eliminated Kurt, and then Kurt eliminated Shawn. I had it backwards, but yeah.
And then the greatest wrestler from McPherson, Kansas, Jonathan Coachman.
Yep.
He's in there for far too long.
Yeah, he's in there for 14 minutes.
He gets eliminated by Flair,
yeah.
who came out last.
Yeah. So he's in there from 21 until after 30 enters. Mark Jindrak, the other generic white guy in the generic white guy club.
Well, at this point, yeah, but he goes to Mexico because really cool.
Yeah, generic white guy with a great drop kick.
and an insane suicide dive.
Yeah. Viscera shows up in this match.
The world's largest love machine.
What I really loved is instead of doing the thing where it takes 80 people to eliminate one big guy, John Cena just tossed him.
Which is fair. He's Cena.
Yeah. My boy Paul London shows up. I love Paul London.
Yeah, he wasn't about his elimination. He gets eliminated by Snitsky, and it's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, John Cena is entered. Gene Snitsky, as you mentioned. Kane is there. Batista, who will eventually win. Christian and Ric Flair rounds out the field.
Apart from Coachman, it's not a bad last 10.
Yes. So, the finish.
This is...
Break it down.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, my God. This finish...
Part of why we picked this is for one, it's John Cena, right? It's a John Cena moment. So
it's an iconic Cena
part of his
too.
retirement tour. And explain the finish.
Well, they fuck it up.
Oh, and it's because it's a 20-year anniversary.
Yeah,
just a lot of things lined up.
They fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
Cena and Batista hit the ground at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's like picture.
They have tried to
finish.
run this gimmick more than once, and it's failed every time.
But this time it worked perfectly.
This time it worked perfectly because it wasn't supposed to happen.
Yes.
Vince comes storming out.
Dude, he is so pissed off. Like, he is so angry.
Batista has said that he thought he was done.
He thought
he was going to get fired for this because he thought he was going to be. He was like his time was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And Vince tries to slide in the ring, and he tries to get up, and he immediately falls down because he tore both quads.
Yeah. So Vince McMahon's there. Potentially the funniest thing to ever happen in a wrestling ring.
He is sitting there in excruciating pain, yelling at everybody in the ring.
Mm-hmm. So one thing I did really like about this is that the whole match they were playing up the Raw versus SmackDown thing. There was a segment, I think it's pretty early, where there ends up being 4 Raw guys and 4 SmackDown guys in the ring. And they team up like that. The 4 Raw guys team up against the 4 SmackDown guys. And then Taz and Jim Ross are on the call for the Royal Rumble. Taz being a SmackDown commentator, Jim Ross being a Raw commentator. They were having a back and forth. So them doing that this whole match actually accidentally played up this double elimination because all of the Raw referees were saying, no, Batista, the Raw guy, won. And all the SmackDown referees were saying, no, John Cena, the SmackDown
I did like that. It was clearly on the fly.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was really good, yeah. Solid Rumble. Nothing.
If Batista,
not top tier necessarily.
If Batista just wins this Rumble, it's just okay.
Yeah,
but the finish adds so much to it, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to give this 3.5 stars.
I gave it 3.25.
Okay. So,
I
think it's pretty good.
I give Vince Terry both.
It's not in
5,
the
though.
upper echelon of Rumbles.
Definitely
the
not.
finish is in the upper echelon of Rumble moments, but it was still pretty great. On to our categories.
Sure.
You got them there. You want to go through them?
Yeah, we'll start with our Apex.
Sorry. Best moment.
Best.
Wow, I can't say it.
Is it the best moment or MVP first?
Best moments first.
Best moment first.
It's
Vince Terry's squad.
It's so funny. It's so funny. He's just sitting there yelling like it's. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Animal from the Muppets, for that demonstration.
Then our MVP tonight.
I'm gonna give it to Edge.
Yeah,
because
2 matches.
He had a really great opener match, and then he was awesome he was in the Rumble for 40 minutes. Like, that was a really impressive performance. So I'm gonna go with Edge. What do you got? Who are you gonna do?
I am going to give it to
Vince McMahon's quads
for pulling out the best part of the night. Yeah. I'm gonna give it to Ray.
To Ray? He was awesome in the Rumble.
Because he had a great part in Rumble, and it's clearly building up to next year's Rumble.
Yeah, so that is really cool. And then I think Ray faces Eddie at that WrestleMania.
Yes.
Heat check, best performance in a short amount of time.
Is it Vince?
It could be.
No, it's Angle. It's Angle.
Yeah, but Kurt he had that whole triple threat, and then he was in the Rumble. You know what I mean?
Angle in the Rumble, I guess.
Could do that. Hardcore Holly. It's Hardcore Holly.
Oh yeah.
It's Hardcore Holly.
Yep. He just gets in there, beats up Pewter for realsies, and throws him out, and then gets eliminated himself.
Yep. Apex Mountain.
This is the Apex of Daniel Pewter's career.
Apex Mountain for Daniel Pewter. I don't think this is really the Apex for anybody else. Apex Mountain for Royal Rumble finishes.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. It's either this or it's Sean Skins the Cat. I think is probably those are probably the two.
Yeah.
So that's really good. I don't think this is really anybody's Apex Mountain. Just a pretty good overall for a lot of people. Surprise of the show. What for you was the surprise of the show?
Is the finish.
Well, but I
guess we knew coming in. Yeah.
This is kind of more retrospective. I thought the Kane bit was fun in the casket match. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
How soaking wet Heinrich was.
That was surprising. That was shocking and disturbing. I'm trying to figure out what really was most.
How long Coachman was in there.
Yeah, Coachman. Yeah, Coachman being in the Rumble for 14 minutes is surprising in a bad way.
Yes.
Recasting. We could recast the last 2 of the Rumble.
That's what I would do.
Or, I mean, who were the last 4?
No, I think just the last 2.
You don't want to recast?
Well, just because the last 2 is the one people care about the most of this Rumble.
Okay, I just didn't know if maybe we wanted to throw.
No.
Who else was in the last? It was. Here I can sort this by order eliminated. It was Ray, Edge, Cena, and Batista.
Yeah. So the
last 2. We can do Cena and Batista.
Yeah.
Current John Cena.
Cody Gunther.
See, here's the thing, though.
Well, they already made it, so no, you're right. Yeah.
Because this is their moment. This is them making it. Batista, Braun Breaker.
Yes.
I think that Batista 05 is probably like Braun Breaker right now.
Yeah.
And then currently John Cena, big baby face on the brink of cracking into that main event scene. It could be. I mean, we can go anywhere. It doesn't have to be WWE. So there's somebody who's just outside of the main event, ready to break in, who hasn't been there before.
I'm gonna go to GCW for this.
Of course you are.
Just because I think that he's got.
Oh, okay. You go say what you got. I have an
Alex
idea too.
Rice.
I was gonna say Yoda Tsuji.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Big babyface just on the brink of cracking into that.
Yeah.
So you want to go with Braun Breaker, Yoda Tsuji?
I would.
Which booker tears their quads? Is it Triple H running in and tearing his quads?
Yes, he's already done that. So yes, it would
Yes. Okay. Best double feature. Pair.
I would say Cena Batista WrestleMania 26.
Or didn't Cena Batista have a really good SummerSlam match too?
No, no, it was like Over the Limit or No Way Out like that.
The Cena Batista Over the Limit 2010.
Yeah,
that's the one I would put this with.
The one where and then the one after that, Batista goes, "Ah, Gwen."
Yeah. Wrestling Criterion Collection. My only question here is, does the finish of the Royal Rumble make the Wrestling Criterion Collection? Nothing from this match, nothing from this show really on its own makes it. But does just the finish from the Royal Rumble match make the Criterion Collection?
Yes, because it's so iconic and it's literally you couldn't do that again if you tried.
Yeah, everything had to be perfect from the feet hitting to the floor to the quads completely snapping in half. We'll put the Royal Rumble 2005 finish in there. So that is with Taker throwing Mankind off the cell, Kenny Omega versus Okada from Dominion 2018, Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano from TakeOver New York, Mitsuharu Misawa versus Kenta Kobashi from Navigate for Evolution 2003, All In 2018, the whole show, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 12, The Build to Sting versus Hogan at Starrcade 1997, the Montreal Screwjob, Tommy Dreamer versus Raven feud, and the Royal Rumble 2005 finish. It's now the 10th thing in our Criterion Collection.
It's a good collection, you know.
Good collection so far. For those of you who are uninitiated, this is just from stuff that we review. We don't add anything if we haven't reviewed it. So we're building something.
And
as
of course,
we go.
but then we have like 2 reviews that didn't come out.
At least definitely one.
At least one for
I
sure.
think the rest of these did come out.
Okay. But that batch is just so good that we had to keep it in.
We had to keep it in. And then time for next week. So do you want to explain the new mechanics?
So we have a crap ton of ideas to do for our classic reviews. And we decided that instead of trying to think of one show every week that we're going to do, we'll still have some weeks that we have our shows pre-planned.
Yeah, most weeks we'll have something planned because we try to tie it in with something that's going on. So this is coming out around Royal Rumble time. It's the 20th anniversary. It's John Cena's retirement. All of that stuff. So we try to tie it in.
But sometimes we just don't have anything. And we sometimes have so many ideas.
Yeah. So in the past, last year, I would just throw in one of the ideas from that list.
This time we have the Wheel of Wrestling. That's what I'm going to call it.
The Wheel of Classics.
The Wheel of Classics, where we spin the wheel and we'll figure out what show we're doing for that next week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of these shows are shows that I have found,
mm-hmm.
or like
or on like Peacock or TNA's streaming service or whatever.
There's 2 by WTV in there. There's
yeah. So they're all
there.
available to some extent, and I would say it's like 95% stuff that we've at least mentioned on air. If we mention it on air, I'll throw it in as an idea. Like I'll probably throw No Way Out 2005 in on the list after this. I prepared the list before the pod, so I'm not gonna throw it in now.
Or just we'll be talking about it in the car or something like that.
Yeah, so that's what like the other 5% are. Is we'll talk about it off pod, but most of the stuff is something we've mentioned on pod. So, are you ready? We will spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel, see what we get.
All right.
I know what I'm hoping for, but I know it's something that you.
I don't know. Well, I really there's a lot of great ideas here, so we'll see.
There's not really a bad thing on here, you know.
Yep, and it is going to a re-review of Noah Navigate for Evolution.
Oh my God! Okay.
So we tried doing this about 6 months ago. For whatever reason, the files got corrupted. Something we couldn't put it out. So we were going to.
We literally just talked
about that. Yeah. So it is a re-review.
So this
we've never done this before.
We have never. This will be interesting to say the least. I'm excited though.
Yeah, this is going to be
one of the ones that I was hoping
be really
for.
awesome. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I guess Shane, take us out.
Yeah, so ignoring the scream I just did. That we'll see you next week for Noah Navigate for Evolution Day 9, the ending of that
from 2003.
Tour from 2003, headlined by Misawa Kobashi, one of the finest wrestling matches ever.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe we'll review it again and it'll be 5.5 this time. Who knows? We'll see.
Yep.
Anyways, that'll do it for us here. And as we say all the time, just enjoy wrestling.